Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. We're your boys. We always got something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. And today, folks, we got to talk about some absolute ridiculousness that was taking place on Twitter just 24 hours ago, all about Cody Bellinger. We also got to talk about some other potential targets for these Toronto Blue Jays in this offseason. Before we do, though, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. Let's flash over to the Cody Bellinger stuff, dude. Now, keep in mind, everybody, this was coming directly on the eve of what was the biggest roller coaster the Toronto Blue Jays fans have been on, the whole plane fiasco of Shohei Ohtani, and then him signing with the LA Dodgers, and then us apparently being just leverage in the entire thing. Well, that wasn't enough, everybody, because then on Twitter, I wake up, I see this. This is from Cody Bellinger's girlfriend's or fiance. I think her fiance now, so congratulations, Cody Bellinger.
Congrats.
But fiance's Instagram story. This was from her Instagram story, and literally all it was a picture of the Toronto skyline with the CN Tower in it. And Twitter took it for a ride.
Yes, it did.
Dude, Twitter took it for a ride.
People were like, oh, is Cody Bellinger going to sign with the Blue Jays? Is he meeting with Ross Atkins right now? And he's bringing his girlfriend along? And are we... You know what? I am so sick and tired of all these rumors and these Twitter detectives. And to be granted... We were that. So I'm not even going to shout, blame those people. I was tracking Ohtani's flight live on Friday. And so I can't even blame these people for doing that. But honestly, guys, we have to stop. Right. We literally have to stop for our own sanity. First of all, I just want to talk about this. Apparently, it's an old photo because the new TD Tower that's built this year isn't even in that photo. So that was found out. Yeah. So it's all old and all fake. And
There's also the element too that she is her own person.
Yes.
Could be. She's a model.
She's a model.
Could be here for a modeling thing. Could just be here for her own life. Right. Doesn't necessarily mean that just because even if she was here right now, which she isn't because the photo's fake, doesn't necessarily need to be with Cody Bellinger and doesn't necessarily need to be with Cody Bellinger while he is meeting with the Toronto Blue Jays, right? So there was just some massive leaps and jumps from Toronto Blue Jays fans on Twitter. Yeah. And again, guys, right after we just went through all of the Ohtani stuff. So I'm just gonna say this, and I think we're just gonna come out, let you guys know. Let's take a step back.
Yeah,
let's take a step back. I know that we want guys on this team. I know that we want Cody Bellinger and we want Jorge Soler and we want Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And if we get them, that will be freaking amazing. But if we are taking a story from his fiance's Instagram and then spinning it in some capacity to just fit our narrative, that is very ignorant of us.
We're just trying to lie to ourselves. You're just gearing yourself up to getting hurt, guys. And hell, if I was her, you know what this kind of tells me? She's just trolling. She's just trolling, man. She probably knows that Bellinger, her fiance, is going to be one of the finalists for the Jays, and that she's heard. Now Toronto's looking at him, so she's probably, I troll. Well,
who
cares?
So.
She took it right down after.
She took it down afterwards.
Probably because she was like, oh,
she
crap.
She probably didn't anticipate Toronto Blue Jays fans to be as freaking
crazy.
Wild as we are.
We're crazy, guys.
We're a little nuts.
We're like, no, we'll give you your privacy, Ohtani, and then here we are acting crazy.
Yeah.
Let's fall back.
It's a little too much, everybody. So we're gonna put those rumors to bed right there. However, speaking about getting hurt, let's get hurt some more, everybody. Somebody, who was it? Ben Turner. Yeah, so Ben Turner tweeted this out. Robert Murray, shout out to Robert Murray, pretty solid analyst out there, was writing, I expect Toronto to still be active in the market in free agency and trade. I wonder if they turn their attention to Bellinger now. And listen, guys, we're not going to give any light to all the conspiracy theories about his girlfriend coming here. However, on the surface, from a baseball standpoint, Cody Bellinger coming to Toronto, this would be really good. And it would make sense because he's a power lefty bat. He's an outfielder that the Blue Jays need. he would be a really nice pickup for Toronto if they were to look in that direction.
Yeah, he would be a very nice target, a battlegrounds target, if I might throw in right there. Like, let's throw at that right on the freaking arrow, the dot, the target, right? Like, man, that's the move you got to make right now. That's the move you got to make. But however, there's going to be a million other teams, millions, obvious exaggeration. Any other team that missed out on Ohtani that needs a left-handed power bat is going to be in. Who are you going to have? Do you think probably not the Yankees now that they got Juan Soto.
No.
You got to imagine the Cubs are going to be in on Bellinger. We're going to be in on Bellinger. The Mariners are going to be in on Bellinger. Hell, if I'm any other competitive team, like, could you see the Rangers being in on Bellinger? I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Could the Houston Astros be in on Bellinger? I don't see why not, right? So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get pretty creative as Toronto. We got to go and we got to pay. We got to overpay, man. Because right now we're talking like what? The last word was $250 million.
Yeah.
And we were kind of sitting here like, I don't know. At this point, once we missed out on Ohtani, it's like, you got to do what you got to do now.
Everything's going to be an overpay. And I mean, everyone was talking about how Shohei Ohtani's deal is going to kind of set the market and put those dominoes into effect. That guy got paid $700. Right, that guy got paid $700, and if Cody Bellinger can walk into a meeting and say, "Listen, I am not Shohei Ohtani," and I was talking about this with Matt Chapman the other day, I'm not Shohei Ohtani, but I know that I'm at least a third of Shohei Ohtani, and you're going to have me for a decade as well.
Yep.
I need at least a third of his money and then some, right? And then you are looking at 250, even more so for Cody Bellinger. So it is going to be an overpay. It is 1,000% going to be an overpay. Am I worried about that? A little. Because you're looking at a guy who was incredible, terrible, and then incredible again. Yeah. And listen, for somebody who has been on a roller coaster these past few days, I don't need to get on any more roller coasters, and this whole career is a roller coaster. So yes, I am a little bit concerned. However, am I concerned about the lineup where it's at right now? Yes, I am. Mm-hmm. We need to get some protection for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We have to do it. We have to have somebody in the middle of the lineup who's going to drive in runs. This is a left-handed batter, power hitter, who can come into Rogers Stadium and annihilate.
Yeah, like, look, this is all I care about right here, this 829. This 829 OPS. Over his career, it's up and down. 829. Give me that career. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for a guy, it's 258, but when he's hot, look, it can be high. Look, when he's hot, he can be high. I honestly, again, I've broken down Cody Bellinger quite a lot over the years. This is a comical error in judgment, in his own judgment. It was him that made the decision to change his swing in LA. Forget that. He goes to Chicago. He becomes MVP 10 again in Silver Slugger. He found his way back. I think this career slash line is what you're going to expect, hopefully, over the course of his career in Toronto. Granted, he'll be 28 next year.
Yeah.
He's going to have 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 5 great years. Arguably, we don't know. We can't predict the future. But arguably, those are 5 great years that you're going to see great numbers from Cody Bellinger. Overpay if you need to, guys, because the Blue Jays, we got to go out and we got to prove people wrong, man. We got to win. We got to get back to 90 wins. Right now, the team we have ain't going to win us 90 games.
No.
This guy's going to help us get there.
No,
man.
It won't win us 90 games. So, I mean, looking at Cody Bellinger, I think it is a great starting point for these Toronto Blue Jays. I am concerned about overpaying for it, but that is the only way that you're going to get him to come to Toronto. And if you were hearing any of what these MLB analysts are coming out and saying, we know that Kevin Gausman heard, he said something about it. We were live yesterday talking about that. But if you guys have been hearing about it, then it should light a fire in you as a fan to just want to win. I hope that Ross Atkins and I hope that Mark Shapiro are listening to all of this and using it as fuel for themselves to say we have got to Rogers as well, the state of Rogers, we have got to put ourselves on the map because right now we are a laughing stock.
Whoa, time for your daily Betway breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play. In collaboration with iGaming Ontario, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
In the MLB, to these other reporters, to these other analysts, they look down on us. We've got to get these guys over here and just shove it in their faces and say, look, we can bat with the big boys.
Right now in the AL East, who's winning? It's the Yankees. You get Verdugo, right? You got Juan Soto.
In the offseason, they're winning it.
And then in the offseason right now, what have we done? Zip. Look, the Rays are looking to trade away their guys. The Red Sox, I just spoke with a Red Sox fan today over the phone. they're sending away dudes too. Like he's fully believing that they're gonna suck this year. They're gonna suck this year. Orioles. They're gonna be great just based on their core. They're not making any moves right now, as we know. So we have to stay competitive. You don't add Cody Bellinger, you're going to be so much further behind than you were last year, especially with all those bats you're missing, man. You got to go add Bellinger. Yes, that's one bat. You got to go out and add some other bats too that aren't going to cost you $300 million.
I hear what you're coming from. I'm not going to jump on the train that you have to get this guy, because I do still believe that you could make up a good team.
You could.
If you were to bring in a Soler plus, right? A Soler plus other guys. I think that Bellinger would be phenomenal. It's probably the best piece that we could anticipate getting at this point. I don't think that he's the be-all and the end-all. I think that you could still get other guys and make something work.
I think, like, where I'm coming from is, like, he's the only guy of... Maybe that's wrong, but he's the only guy available where if he hits his ceiling, like, and Vlad hits his ceiling, like, we need to go over the top, right? Like, we got to go so much more over the top than we have. Because clearly what we've done over the last 3 years... We're trying our best. Like, for one season it's the pitching, one season it's the batting, one season the bullpen. We're just not at the same time. But if we want to try and maximize our potential to go over the top and actually make a deep run, then we need a Bellinger guy to come over here, hit like over 900 OPS, hit 30 plus bombs at the Rogers Center, and like bring our lineup to the maximum potential. Right?
I hear what you're saying. No, we also need our lineup to actually perform the way that they're performing.
Exactly.
Right? And we've been on this train before talking about Guerrero and saying, look, he's got all the capabilities in the world. He is having what I think to be a pretty good offseason right now. Can he figure it out, and can he put it all together? Because sure, you can bring in this guy, but if Guerrero was the same as Guerrero that he was last year, yeah, okay, maybe we win 2 or 3 more games, but we're not going to go deep in the playoffs. We need to have our core guys be phenomenal. It would also be really nice if we could go and we could find some breakout candidates, because that Marcus Semien season where we had Semien and we had Robbie Ray show up, those guys got paid, what, $28 million collectively? Because I think Ray was making like 8 or something around that, and Semien was making like 18, 19, 20. Right, that was the best spent money that we have seen in years. So to get some breakout guys would be phenomenal. There is a little breakout star that we are getting rumored to be associating with, linked to right now, Jung Hoo Lee over there in the Korean League. Really, really good over there in the Korean League. Granted, it is the Korean League, so it is a few tiers removed from the MLB. But this guy was so much better than everybody else that he does deserve a shot in the MLB. Yeah, when you hit 349 in 2022, that's pretty good. 2023 hit 318. He did have an ankle injury to end the season, but man, that doesn't discredit what he's done over in the KBO, right? Like, you had a career 340 batting average. This is back when he was 18 years old. And I think someone did make a good comparison that the KBO is kind of like AA, somewhere between AA and AAA. Yeah.
So you got a lot of prospects down there in AA, maybe some breakout guys in AAA, right? So, hey, if you're going to compare it in that regard, this batting average looked like what Vlad had when he was a prospect. So what, can I expect him to hit 290? I'll take a guy who hits 290, right? How's that on base percentage? Yeah, it's decent compared to his batting average. What can it look like? Well, maybe I'm going to get a guy who's going to hit mid 700, maybe upper 700 at the peak. That's the kind of guy that right now, if you're looking at the top of the lineup, I'm not calling this guy washed at all, because we need to see, he's still got 3 more years left on his contract. But George Springer, for example, like if you got him up there and he's aging a bit, I mean, George's bat, it profiles really good as like a 4 or 5 hitter, driving in a lot of runs. Maybe you want to bring him down, put the pressure off him, put Jung Hoo Lee up at the top of the lineup who can get on base, hit, right, for contact, and maybe steal some bags. I think he's got some stolen bags in here. Not so much, actually, but maybe. You never know. Hey, that's a great leadoff guy.
Well, as far as I'm not ready to attribute any real numbers to this guy, because I don't think that we know. But I think that he's a very tantalizing mystery box. And he's one of those mystery boxes where if it does hit, then you are going to be laughing, because you're only going to have to pay the dude like, what, 8, 9, 10 million dollars a year, 11, 12 at the max, right? I think some people are assuming that he's going to get paid 5 years, 63 million. So what is that? 11? No, a little bit more than that. My math
a little bit more,
12. Around 12 million.
13, yeah.
That is an okay gamble, in my opinion, if they were to go and they were to pull something off, because if it hits, you are phenomenal, right? You are happier than a pig in shit if it hits. If it misses, it's not going to kill you either. So I hear where you're coming from with Cody Bellinger, but I might even argue that the best way to go about this offseason is not to go out and to overpay for Bellinger, but to pay for 3 or 4 guys like this, where they have the potential. They are little mystery boxes like this guy, maybe like Soler, maybe like Jacques Pedersen, a few other guys, where no, they're not all going to hit. One of them's going to be bad. One of them's going to be okay, but one of them might be incredible. And then you're going to have this incredible dude locked on your team on what should be a pretty team-friendly contract.
Yeah, look, and I hear what you're saying too, but like, hey, Bellinger, if you do get him, that can't be the only move. You got to go and you go get those complimentary pieces. And hey, I mean, if you're Mark Shapiro and you're talking about extending the future of this team, well, Jung Hoo Lee, he's 24 years old. He's going to be 25 next year. You know, that's really exciting. You're going to get this guy in the prime from 25 to 30 years old, right? If he's a 5-year deal, that's really exciting, right? That's a really exciting prospect where maybe by the time he's 28, you're thinking about beyond the Vlad and Bo years. What are you going to have? Could have this guy doing well. You never know. It's this exciting mystery box like you're saying.
Yeah.
Get him. Hell, maybe you get a Cody Bellinger. I don't know. That's top tier at this point. That's a top tier offseason.
That is the best it's going to get.
Compared to what it's at right now. But then you also got to add those 1-year complimentary pieces. We'll see who those are going to be at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think the moral of the story here, folks, is even though Bellinger would be phenomenal, don't get your hopes up. There's going to be a lot of people in the mix. His girlfriend's Instagram post means absolutely nothing. We know nothing about Cody Bellinger coming to the Toronto Blue Jays at this point. He would be phenomenal in Blue Jays blue, but there are other avenues that the team can explore to potentially get better, and we are going to be covering them right here on this channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Guys, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and $3 a month to become a Patreon member. Shout out and thank you to all of our current Patreon members and to all of our YouTube members. You guys are absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!